Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Monday. December 11th. 11th day of Vlogmas. I've made it 11 days. Shocking. And it is week 15 of our weight loss challenge. I'll explain that really quickly. We started a weight loss challenge beginning of September. We called it the Falling into Better Behaviors for fall. It has now morphed into the holiday challenge, maintain, not gain. So that's where we're at now. I just continued it. So it's 15 weeks. So if you've been here for 15 weeks, God love you. I think that deserves a round of applause. And if you are new here, it is not too late to join. What do I have to do to join? Nothing. You just put in the comments, I'm in, still in, and that's all you have to do. Very laid back challenge. I just come up with a motivational video every week, and this week was very difficult to come up with something. We've done so many, but I thought with the holidays here and the struggle a lot of us have with the holidays and the foods and the parties and yada yada yada, that how about we talk about maintenance? Why not? Here's an idea. Switch your app to maintenance. You get about 4 or 5 points, I believe. But it takes the pressure off of weight loss. Sometimes weight loss in the holidays is a lot of stress. A lot of stress. And sometimes we don't need all that stress. We don't. So maybe to maintain, not gain, we need to be in maintenance mode in our app. It's not a crime. And here, you don't have to stay in there. It's only for a few weeks. Once the holidays are over, you could switch your app back to weight loss. But it takes the pressure off of you to sit there and try, it gives you a few extra points a day. It kind of relaxes you a little bit. Nobody's telling you to sit there and have at it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just relax. And I remember a few years back when I was going to meetings. This is when I was going to meetings at my original place. So that's how long ago I'm going back before COVID, and Weight Watchers started talking about going into weight maintenance mode just to take a breather. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to feel guilty about. It's just another method of weight loss. Sometimes we don't need to always worry about losing. Sometimes it is a challenge to maintain. And you'll find that once you hit goal. You think to yourself, once you hit goal, it's all going to be easy, smooth sailing. Oh, honey, that's when the real work begins. So it's almost kind of fun to delve into that now for a few weeks and see how the other half lives. It is. It's interesting just to see the different mindset you get with maintenance. It's a different mindset because you don't get the rewards at the end of the week like we're used to getting in weight loss. Like we're looking for that loss on the scale, and when maintenance, you're really not looking for that loss on the scale. You're looking for that, stay in that window. And sometimes you don't, and sometimes you do. And it's kind of like a flip-flop. And that's how maintenance is. Maintenance isn't perfect. Maintenance isn't always you're going to stay the same weight. That's why you do have a 2-pound window, because they know at any given time you can go up a little bit, you can go down a little bit. So it's kind of nice to practice that early. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I really feel it takes some of that pressure, because we have so much pressure over the holidays between all we have to do and all we have to make. Like there's one thing to shop and wrap, but there's also we shop, wrap, and prepare, bake, cook, mail. There's so many things that we have to do over this holidays to get through that it seems overwhelming. Like I know for me, doing Vlogmas, I don't know what possessed me to do it this year, but in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have. It's a lot. It's a lot to put another thing on your plate that you have to do every day. And it's difficult. And it's just one more thing you have to do. It's like anything else. Like we're doing one more thing, and then our weight loss journey, even though it's a part of our lifestyle, it's still something we have to constantly think about. I was going to say battle, but I thought that was a strong word. Think about. So why can't we just relax it a bit? A bit. I did say a bit. And just enjoy the maintenance journey and enjoy the fact that we can just stay where we're at. Now, you could sit there and say, well, I've only lost a few pounds and I want to lose more. Sure you do. And you should. but maybe just right now, take some of that pressure off and just coast for the next few weeks. There's nothing wrong. There's no harm, no foul in that. I think sometimes it's like but there is the rule of thumb that I'm on a roll. Like, I don't want to lose that roll. Well, if you're on a roll, then I'd say do what you need to do. Don't listen to me. If you're on a roll and you really feel like you're in the zone and you don't have anything to worry about, then stay where you're at. Absolutely. But if you are on this kind of, fluctuating thing, then maybe take a step back, get into that maintenance mindset, get those extra points, and just have at it. No harm, no foul. I think it takes some of the pressure off. I think a lot of us have so much pressure on everything that we just need a break somewhere. And one of the things I could give easily is our lifestyle, is our journey. We could definitely put it on pause. I'm not saying go have at it. I repeated that because that's not what this is about. This is not about just eat what you want for the next couple weeks and then worry about it in January. There are people with that mindset. And if you're comfortable with that mindset, then that's up to you. I'm not comfortable with that mindset. I don't need to add on to my bondage anymore. So I feel like I need to have the mindset of, yes, I'm in maintenance mode. I've been in maintenance mode for a while. And yeah, you could even lose in maintenance mode. There's no guarantee because you're in maintenance mode, you're going to automatically stay the same. No, I've lost in maintenance mode, which is interesting. But you can lose in maintenance mode. It's just a little bit of a stopping and looking around. Just taking that little time and putting more focus on other things that you need to get done in the next couple of weeks. There's a lot going on. There is. So if that is something you could do to just relieve that a little bit, then that's what I would suggest. But like I said, if you're in a zone and you don't want to get out of that zone, then don't. Do what you need to do for you. But I'm giving you just a suggestion, and some people might appreciate it. Some people might say, hey, you're crazy, Dee. I've been called worse, trust me. But it's just something. But when Weight Watchers brought that up, I thought that was interesting, that they would talk about maintenance before you were actually ready for maintenance. But it was an interesting thing to take a pause, reflect, and take some of the some of that pressure off of us and to focus it somewhere else for a couple of weeks. And then come January 2nd, get that up right back where it needs to go and have at it. January is a huge time for people to go back to, think about it. It's January, it's a new year. And for some reason, I think because it's a new year, we think new us, new focus. And, sometimes it lasts for a few weeks and then all of a sudden we're back to our usual self. That's why I always use the word lifestyle, not diet, because you have to make sustainable changes. You have to sit there and say, I can't do this anymore. I need to do this because for my health. And we're going to be, this challenge is going to be kind of taking a little bit of a back burner now. That's why this is a nice light topic. And next week's going to be very light. But come January 2nd or January 1st, I'll put it out because it's Monday, we're going to have at it. We're going to go back hard, balls to the wall, as they say, because I know a lot of us have just taken this last 6 weeks off. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes balls to the walls and January 2nd is what it calls for, because I need to get back. Spring is starting to look. We're in winter, but you could see spring. Like, I could see spring coming. So I need to at least get it under control as best I can. And we'll be talking about in January. I want you to think about this now. I'm going to talk about it now really briefly. Your word for 2024. And here we always come up with a word that we want to represent our year. Now, last year, or this year, I should say, my word was joy. I wanted to find joy in things, not happiness. Joy. If you Google the difference between joy and happiness, joy is internal, happiness is superficial. I wanted to find joy in my journey, joy in my life, and joy in the things that I did. And definitely I did that. The year before, my word of the year was intentional. I wanted to be intentional in everything I did, everything I said, and my actions with intent. I do have a word for this year. I'm not revealing it yet because we'll wait for January 2nd video. But I want you to start thinking about what word you want to represent you for 2024. And every year I always make myself a bracelet with that word on it so I can look at it and remember why I do what I do and remember what drives me this year. So I have an intentional one, I have a joy one, and I will have another one. So definitely think about what your word's going to be for 2024. What do you want that year to be for you? And that is the word you focus on, whether you can print it on your refrigerator, you can get a break, whatever you want, whatever works for you. You can just make bubble letters and put it on your refrigerator and look at it every day and remind yourself, this is why I do it. This is what's going to drive me. And everybody's word is different for them. So think about that. We'll talk more about that, but I wanted to like sprinkle that in so you could give it some thought. But joy, isn't that pretty? One of my lovelies gave me my joy because that reminded them of me, because joy is my word. How fun to have joy words things. Look at that. I mean, that's so much fun. So thank you. So that is it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're still in. Let me know if you're just starting. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D for weight loss support content. I don't always sing. There's a reason for that. So I will dish with you another day. Happy Vlogmas Day 11, and I will see you tomorrow for what I eat in a day. Bye-bye, my lovelies.